Hayden Deegan is fastest out of everybody so far. There you see Seth Hammaker. Sounds like he went down potentially off that start. I don't know if we'll get a replay or not, but that's not a way you want to start this practice, AC.
No, it is not, and definitely not. It's my one to watch, so I really need Seth to pull it together here. But no, sometimes those starts, because you kind of get a little half committed in practice, right? Let's take a look at the replay of the start here. So it looks like he gets a good jump out of the gate. Everything's going fine, and then, oh, just like that, you see what he did was he went across that section of the track that everybody's been riding on, a little bit shinier, a little slicker, down on the ground.
250 East qualifying fueled by Kroger. Here's the number 31 of Max Anstey right there. Your points leader has got a 6-point lead over the defending East Coast champion of Tom Vial. And Weege, he struggled a little bit today. We've seen him on the ground a couple times. He needs the rebound in this qualifier number 2.
Yeah, and he thought it would be better. I talked to him and a bunch of his teammates at Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing. The high speeds of Daytona really threw them off. Same thing with Nate Thrasher, who's out here riding with a broken finger. Dax Bennick also said he would be better as the track was slower and tighter here. We'll see if they're able to do that as you watch Handstand on the 31. It's a big difference, AC, that speed-wise. So you like that? You love that section. You love that.
I do, and I love how patient he was getting into that first roller before the 3, right? Just picking up the front wheel, making sure the suspension sets, and just nailing that 3-3. Max Anstey it's interesting. Coming from Europe, you expect the guy to be great at outdoors, right? But he has always been, since he's been in America, maybe the first year or so, it took him to get used to it, but he's always been so good in the whoops, which I find fascinating, JT.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but he just has the right skill set for it, and I think it's really important as we see Chance Hymas. I think it's really important for these guys to set the tone. Chance Hymas did exactly that the first qualifying session out. I think this is an opportunity for Max Anstey to go out and remind everybody how good he's been through the first 3 rounds, and that result from Daytona wasn't necessarily indicative of what we're going to see tonight.
And Hymas has been fast all day long. He was fast last week in Daytona. Came in with a little bit of an injury, not really prepared for the season. So he's going to continue to get better and better, and that's exactly what he's done to start off this 250 East division. Look, he's my guy today. I'm not saying a win, but I really think he can continue to build and potentially get his first podium of his entire career, AC.
Yeah, and that's a tough spot to be in as you see him just taking a little extra time, really not in the right position to get a clear lap. He's probably going to run into those guys that he let go there. But like you said, Justin, it's been a great day, and it's been just steady building for him as we watch the 24 last week's winner, RJ Hampshire, just hanging it out as always.
JT, I got a question about that sand. You obviously on the track each and every week, but I don't know if we've seen a section all year long. Oh no, RJ seat bounces onto that table.
He's fine. Nah, he won't even remember that. He won't even remember that.
Nope. Was that on purpose? I don't know.
Wow, that was almost a big moment, but like JT said, he's probably all good. Already forgot about it, but I want to talk about the sand section jumping over that wall. I don't think we've seen a single section all year long that you can make up so much time just in that one section. If you get that clean over the wall, that could make up a ton of time.
Yeah, pretty high risk, high reward though. We saw Bomer almost go down there. So what I will be curious to see what Dirtworks does with this sand section during the break. Because if you look back at races like Detroit, they changed it quite a bit. It wasn't the same every time these riders went out on the racetrack. So do they take that away? Do they leave that option in? That's what these riders are gonna have to be really mindful of before they go to the line in their heat race.
And if you saw, as we saw Tom Vial go to the top, first guy in this session into the 49s, but if you saw RJ, he was still able to do his best lap time even with that mistake. But as you said, JT, he would not probably remember that one. But it's been a good day so far for Austin Fortner, guys. I'm encouraged
there. Yes, I mean, his specialty used to be the qualifying speed. It has not been there in the first couple of East races, but so far so good. He was second in the session earlier and 4th right now.
Yeah, kind of the first sighting, right, of Austin Fortner that we've seen this season. Let's go down to Haley.
You know this guy very well, and you certainly know his voice, Adam Enticknap. Adam, nowadays you're managing the VIP experience for HEP Suzuki, and this is one of the fan favorite organizations back here in FanFest. What's that experience like?
It's really cool, being able to just show the whole, all the VIPs and all the fans how family-oriented this team is incredible. We get to take them around the pits, through the rigs, talk to the mechanics, talk to the riders. It is so much fun to just show everybody how different PMG is and how family-oriented and just how we are just such a unit together. It's really fun.
Well, now we have a little behind-the-scenes look here because Ken Roxon just got back from practice. So St. Jude, that's what we're racing for this weekend. What is the team doing to support the cause?
Well, one of the big things is you can actually win Ken Roxon's race bike. If you text Suzuki to 99126, do a little donation. If you spend $55, you can get 4 platelet tests for the kids at St. Jude. And then also, if you check out the bike, we got some race cars on here, some cool stuff. All the teams have graphics for St. Jude Hospital, and it's just really fun. It's a cool thing that we do, and I enjoy it so much.
Love what you guys are doing, and it's such a delight to see you here every single weekend. Adam Enteknap here, we're right in front of Ken Roxon's race bike that you too can win.
Thank you, Haley. That is really, really cool being able to win Ken Roxon's bike. But AC, you're pointing at the screen right now. Your guy Seth Hammaker just went to the top.
To the top, rider to watch, 49.2. What an incredible lap for Seth. And I tell you, he's a guy that he won't wow you with anything. He won't go out there, hit a big quad, throw a big whip, but he does have that elite speed. And I think it's just waiting to be unlocked. The more confident he gets, the more races he does. I really believe in him as we watch the 24 of RJ Hampshire. While Haley was doing that interview, we saw RJ down in the sand again. So another guy down in the sand, guys.
Yeah. 3 riders inside the 49s right now. The top 3, Hammaker, Vial, Forkner, all in 49-second range.
It's really funny, the contrasting styles of some of these guys. You're talking about Hammaker there, and RJ Hampshire's another guy where you're almost wanting to calm them down a little bit, and then you look at other riders, maybe a Chance Hymish, you're like, hey, we need more intensity. Pick it up a little bit. We need you to be more aggressive. They're both going almost the same speed, but the way they go about things is wildly different, and that's what makes up super motocross. There's more than one way to go fast on a motorcycle.
There's Nate Thrasher on screen, but we do have a red plate sighting, P2. Anstey Weege, first time of the day where we've kind of seen him up inside the top 5.
And that was surprising. Remember, he was perfect at the first race at Tampa, qualifying, heat race, main event, so it's not like he's been not that good in qualifying and turning it around to the mains. We've seen fast times. As for Thrasher, and by the way, the Insta360 camera on your bike, JB, look good. I want one on Adam while we watch qualifying on this rutted track.
Oh, man.
He has as much body English and as much animation as the guys on the bikes every time they're putting in a hard lap.
Yeah, well, Indy, the guys are getting loose out there.
Yes,
and
yes.
I've always been nervous, even if they're not my buddies out there. I've always been nervous when I watch these guys go so fast, even though myself, I'd go out there and get a little buck wild, as you guys know. But I think for Max Anstey, I think this is kind of a point in the championship for him that everybody, as he makes another little mistake right there, see, I'll take a break from my story. In that right-handed bowl corner, what is so difficult about that? We've seen Julian Beaumer make a mistake there earlier. It's very loose in the beginning of the corner, and in the second half of the turn has this big rut you're trying to get into, right? So if you rush it a little bit, kind of push the front end in the loose stuff, and then you're getting in the rut, kind of falling over. So just another technical spot on the track here in Indy.
It's interesting you say that. When I talked to Beaumer about what he learned even in Arlington, where the ruts are bad and now more problems for Anstey, he said, I was not patient enough. That's what Beaumer said. He said the goal is patience, patience, patience to ride the rutted track. Surprised to see this, though, this level of mistakes, I would think, from Anstey.
Yeah, we haven't seen that all season, right? He's just on a roll lap right here. He's not doing anything fast there. He just goes to triple, and he just, Adam, we talked about it earlier, the dirt's going to pull you right, it's going to pull you left into the tough blocks. And that, look, sometimes on a roll lap, you can kind of not be so focused in, right?
Yeah, exactly what you were just saying, Justin, as he sets up another fast lap. Sometimes some big crashes can happen when you're just rolling around out there on a track like this, because you have to be so in tune, so locked in. The dirt, it gets ruddy, right, but it's very grabby and wants to pull you all over the track, as we saw there with the 31.
And JT today, obviously East-West Showdown. Oh, he gets over that. Not super clean, but he's going to save a little bit of time right there. But the reason why all these guys are going for it right now is the gate pick is so crucial, right? Typically, They're separated by heat races. Well, here they're going to basically start out with the main event. All the East are together just for their heat race.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier, and the only thing that I think could slow a guy like Hayden Deegan down tonight is the start. If you look at his starts throughout this championship, they have been wildly inconsistent. You give him a bad start behind the likes of Anstey, Hymas, Hammaker, Faulkner, Hampshire, Beaumare, it's going to be an incredibly difficult ask for him to get to the front in the way he has previously. So qualifying is one thing, but you can ruin a great afternoon with a poor start in a showdown main event.
Well, and here's what's interesting is just looking at the times. Hymas was fastest earlier today in the East. He's 10th right now, 11th overall out of everybody. So it's amazing how it can sway one way or the other. JT, thank you so much.